So today we are going to talk about the female reproductive system. So let's see what are the different parts of female reproductive system. Now, this is the female reproductive system present inside where it is located. The way, am I audible to you and screen is visible, Rita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the way male reproductive systems location we discussed that in case of male reproductive system, the penis is outer part, testis is located in the scrotal sac, and rest of the part that are the different ducts as well as the glands, they are present in the lower abdomen. Okay, lower part of the body. But in case of female reproductive system, none of the parts are external part. Everything is present inside body. Why? Because we know that females go for internal fertilization, so they actually don't need to what I can say, they don't need to go ahead with the reproduction procedure. Now let's see the different parts of reproductive system. First part, as you can see, is called vagina. Okay, vagina is the part where the sperm is injected. Okay, now we need to understand that in this vaginal layer, this part which is outside is known as internal os, and this part which is going to the next layer is called external now beta, this whole part yahan se leke yahan tak, this whole part is termed as uterus. But uterus is having various parts. It can be divided into various parts. So let us know what are the parts of uterus. The lower part of uterus, which is in what I can say, which is in connection with the vagina, is known as cervix. Which is in connection with the vagina is called cervix. So what is cervix? It is the opening of uterus. Another main thing we need to know, what do we mean by the, so this is the cervix. This lower part is known as isthmus. Isthmus. Be careful about the spelling. Isthmus. What is isthmus? It is the line that demarcate or demark uterus and vagina. So basically, externally and internally one line is there which will decide that chalo, vagina is finishing here. Now the upper part is known as uterus. Okay, is this up to this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now this part from here to here, this part is known as body of uterus. This is known as the body. Body is the part which actually hold fetus. What do we mean by fetus? Fetus is the underdeveloped, what I can say, baby is called fetus. जैसे ही वो birth हो जाता है, we call it a baby, a child. In embryo development stage, we will learn about कि कब जैसे कोई embryo का आँख ही साफ दिखने लगता है बेटा, and you can see the mouth portion, hands, legs separately, we start calling it a fetus. And till the time of birth, it will be called as a fetus. The moment there is childbirth, it is now called as a baby. So body of uterus is something very important because it is responsible for holding up the child inside or fetus inside. Okay, and this seventh part, they marked it as a uterus, but you need to know this is known as fundus. What do we mean by fundus? Fundus is the upper part of uterus. This part is known as the part of uterus. So what are the part of uterus? If anyone asks you what are the part of uterus, you need to say it is cervix, then body, and fundus. Clear, everyone? Not going to get confused, na? Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So can you repeat with me the parts of uterus is CBF. So that means cervix, body, and fundus. Okay, cervix, body, and fundus. Now let us talk about the other parts of reproductive system. So you can see up to this part it is uterus. Now uterus is opening into two canal-like structures. These canals are known as fallopian tubes. Or sometimes they are called as fallopian tubules also. Okay, so fallopian tubules or fallopian tubes can be further subdivided into a few parts. Let me mark down parts here. Here at this area, there will be finger-like projections present like this. These finger-like projections are known as fimbriae. They are known as fimbriae. Spelling, be careful. What is the role of fimbriae? The eggs present in the uterus are received by the fallopian tubule by using this fimbriae. This part, which is a bit dilated, थोड़ा सा swelled है ये part. This part is known as ampulla. And this part is known as isthmus. Again, okay. So fallopian tubes also have three parts: fimbriae, ampulla, and isthmus. Now, the most important part of reproductive system, this part is called ovary. This is called what? Ovary. What is the role of ovary? Can anyone tell me what is the main role played by ovary?
They produce eggs.
They actually don't produce egg, beta. They store egg. They store egg and release them. by ovulation.
How eggs are produced then?
That is something I am going to come. Wait. And second thing is they release hormones. What are the female hormones? What are the female hormones? The way male is characterized.
Estrogen, progesterone.
Very good. Estrogen and progesterone. Both of them are secreted by ovary. Now, this part of reproductive system is having another important structure. This part is known as ovarian filament or ovarian ligament also. It is holding ovary at its position. Okay, so that is what is very important. If one minute, I made a mistake. Let me rectify it. Sorry, I made a mistake. Let me rectify it. This will be internal os and this will be external os. Wait a moment. Okay, so rest of the part is all right. So ovary is this ovarian ligament is present at the back side of our body. It is attached to the back side as well as to the ovary so that it doesn't change its place. Is the structure of female reproductive system understood by everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now let us understand the significance of each part of female reproductive system. Can I erase this now? All the details.
Yes, ma'am.
So now let me ask you something very important. If you look into the parts of female reproductive system, you can see majorly a few parts are there. One is this vagina, which is very important. Second is this uterus, which is very important. Third is this fallopian tubule, which is very important. And fourth, but not least, is the ovary. Isn't it? Now let us understand why we require these things. Uterus का क्या role है? Why uterus should be there? Consider a situation अगर uterus नहीं होता, if sperms are injected directly into the fallopian tubule or in the uterus, what would have been the problem? क्यों ये चार अलग पार्ट हमें चाहिए? Can anyone answer? Think. बोलो. Especially I am talking about vagina. Why? See, देखो, uterus is having a very important role because it needs to hold the fetus. Up to the fetal development level, it needs to hold. Ovary need to work with the what I can say release of ovules, that is egg, and fallopian tubule is the site for fertilization. For what reason we require vagina then? Vagina होने की क्या reason है? How it is helpful? What happened? So silent? Class is so silent. Nakshatra, Abhi, Mishka, Riyanshi, Yesha, बोलो बेटा.
It connects the uterus and the cervix.
Now, cervix though is a part of uterus, but why? Like, what will happen if vagina is not there? See, beta, let me tell you, the internal part,
Menstruation.
menstruation is not due to vagina. It is due to this, no? It is due to this, what I can say. This one, what I, this uterus only. Not vagina doesn't have any role in menstruation. Think and let me know. बोलो. बोलो. देखो, these internal parts are really important in terms of we need to protect this uterus, because uterine layer, if there is any kind of infection, there is any kind of problem, it will be problematic for fetus even after fertilization. Similarly, ovary direct नहीं हो सकता है. There should be a place of fertilization. For that reason, fallopian tubule is there. Now, in this case, vaginal layer is there because of vagina is responsible for an added extra protection. The penis is inserted here and the sperms are ejaculated from here. So sperms get a long route from here to here, and during this traveling through this long route, lots of opportunity is there available there to select the best one. That's why vagina is a protective area for this, all of this, and it creates an extra area which is required for making the sperms complete to reach to the higher level. Understood, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Now we will look into another view of female reproductive system. See, this is a very simple part. It is only female reproductive system. If we know up to this much, it is not enough, beta. We need to know about the arrangement of female reproductive system in association with the other layers also. So that part we are going to do now. I will show you how, because in abdominal layer, there are various other things, various other organs are there, especially the digestive system is there, and two pores, as I told you yesterday also, in case of male, two pores are there present in the body. One is urinogenital pore, through which urine as well as sperms travel. And second pore is called anus, through which undigested substances pass as a stool. Same is for females. Okay, so this is how female reproductive system look from the side view. You can see that this part. Wait for a moment. So this is actually the fallopian tubule. Fallopian tubule is also known as uterine tubule. Here the other name is reflected here. This is the ovary. Now this is the J-shaped uterus. Actually, if you look into the uterus, you will see that this is the J-shaped layer of the uterus. Now, after uterus, you can see this is the vaginal layer. Okay. Now, what is this? This is the urinary bladder. So you can see the urinary bladder is carrying urine via urethra here, and sex cells can be passed through this. So two pipelines are there and one is anus. So many a time there is a misconception in the mind of people कि ma'am, in case of female there should be three pores, one through which we are passing urine, one through which we are passing the sperms are entering into the female reproductive system, and the other is anus. It's not true, beta. What happens is you can see that urinary pore, that is the pore of urethra, and the pore of vagina is getting opened into a common chamber. This common chamber is known as vestibule. This common chamber is known as vestibule. Now this vestibule is having two layers of covering. One is known as labium minus or labia minora, and other is known as labium majus or labia majora. Means consider if this is the pore, it is covered by inner two flaps of screen and then outer two flaps of screen. These are nothing but if this is vestibule, consider this is labia minora, this is labia majora, this is labia minora, this is labia majora. They are flaps of screen, which is skin, which is actually protecting the inner pore, which is known as urinogenital pore. Now this urinogenital pore further have two openings. One is going to the urinary bladder, one is going to the urinary bladder, and the other is going to the vagina. And the common passage is called vestibule. It is called vestibule. And this pore, ये जो pore है, this pore is called urinogenital pore. Understood, everyone? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now you can see that if this is the structure, you can see at the front part of body, this is the front part and this is the back part. Biologically we say this is the dorsal surface. This surface is called dorsal. अगर कोई भी एनिमल कुत्ते जैसे चार पैर में बैठ जाए, इवन इन केस ऑफ ह्यूमन, उसकी जो साइड ऊपर से दिखेगा दैट इज कॉल्ड डॉर्सल, और जो साइड डॉर्सल के ऑपोजिट होगा दैट इज कॉल्ड वेंट्रल. हम तो सीधे खड़े रहते हैं, बट इफ वी हम बचपन में खेलते थे ना, शेर बनते थे, चीता बनते थे, डॉग बनते थे, तो हम दो हाथ दो पैर से चलते थे. At that time जो upper layer होता है that is called dorsal, that is अपनी पीठ वाली layer, and the one which is present near abdomen is called ventral. तो ये ventral side में हमारी this urinogenital system रहता है, and dorsal side is having anus through which stool is passed. Clear to all of you? The side view of the reproductive structure is clear to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
आज क्या हो गया, थक गए क्या? बहुत ज्यादा पढ़ाई कर ली? एनर्जी कम लग रही है सबका, आई डोंट नो। चलो एनीवेज,
3:30 से लेक्चर है।
कितने 3:30 से लेक्चर है? अच्छा,
हम्म।
बट पॉजिटिव साइड देखो कि कितनी पढ़ाई हो गई। क्या कर सकते बोलो? कैन आई से समथिंग टू यू? मैं तो सुबह 8 o'clock से लेक्चर ले रही हूँ, तो किसकी हालत खराब है सोच के देख लो एक बार, है ना। एनीवेज चलो लेट्स मूव अहेड। अब मैं आपको अभी जो चीज बताने वाली हूँ दैट इज द लेयर्स ऑफ यूटेरस। ओके, यूटेरस प्लेज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल इन फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम। ओके, now like what are the okay, one more thing I need to tell you. I actually sorry, I forgot to talk about it. We need to talk about it. It is something very important. While describing the structure of reproductive system side view, I need to tell you that there is a part which is very very important. That part is called hymen. See, this is the vaginal opening. Here actually one very thin, what I can say, membrane exists. There a very thin membrane exists. This thin membrane is known as vagina. Sorry, it is known as this hymen. Okay, now what is the role of hymen? See beta, till the lady is not having any kind of interaction with male, the hymen remains generally intact, because at the time of reproduction the penis enters into vagina and inject the sperm over here. So until the time penis is penetrating through this through the vagina, this membrane hymen remain intact. Whenever there is first interaction of penis into the vagina, the hymen breaks down. That's why it was related to the virginity of the person. But let me tell you, nowadays females go a lot kind of exercises. For example, they can go for stretching, they can go for cycling. During these exercises, it is quite normal that the hymen is breaks down even without copulation, that is even without insertion of penis into the vagina. So not having hymen doesn't mean the lady is not virgin. Okay, hymen is an extra protection. Why we require hymen? Hymen is an extra protection to prevent vagina from any kind of infection. But if hymen is not there, there are chances of infection more. There, the chance of infection increase if there is removal of hymen. Okay, in this part only let me make you understand. If you see, this is the structure of uterus. Front view, if you can see, uterus is having a very thick wall. You must have noticed that the wall of uterus is very thick, because every layer of this uterine wall is having its own significance. So what are the significance of uterine wall? The outermost layer of uterus is known as perimetrium. So what is the role? It is actually the outermost layer protection. Okay, then at the middle part there is myometrium. So why this myometrium is very important? This is the muscular layer. What is the significance of this muscular layer? Why do you think muscle is so much required here in uterus? Can anyone tell me? यूटेरस में मसल क्यों चाहिए? प्रियांशी? Why we require muscle in uterus?
Because it carries baby.
हाँ, but muscle क्यों चाहिए उसको?
For contraction and relaxation.
हाँ, but why we require to contract and relax? When we require contract and relax uterus? कब चाहिए? ये बेसिकली ये जो मायोमेट्रियम है इसका यूज कब ज्यादा होगा?
At the time of the delivery.
Very good. At the time of childbirth. So this muscular layer push the child. Okay, understood everyone? तो अब क्या हो रहा है कि ये मायोमेट्रियम और मस्कुलर लेयर विल डू व्हाट? It will push the child so that the child comes out of mother's womb. You can understand this process is really difficult, beta. You know the newborn child is having a very big size. Generally, the weight of a newborn child is approximately 2.5 to 5 kg तक भी हो सकता है, उससे ज्यादा भी होता है. So such a big baby need to come out of such a small urinogenital cord, and it need to travel from uterus होके vagina होके उसको बाहर आना है. So obviously lots of push is required, and that push need to be rhythmic. एकदम ऐसा भी नहीं होना चाहिए कि बच्चा दम घुट के मर जाए. So myometrium layer is having specialized muscle which get excited at the time of childbirth or delivery, or in scientific name there is another name that is called parturition. Parturition means childbirth. Okay. So childbirth के time पे there is a hormone called oxytocin. Oxytocin hormone actually excite the myometrium layer so that child can be pushed. Now last but not least the एकदम innermost layer जो होता है that is called endometrium. So what is the significance of endometrium layer? This is the layer where zygote gets implanted. Zygote क्या होता है? It gets implanted. After it is fertilized here, the zygote will start dividing. उसके stages होते हैं. We will study that. And at 8 cell stage वो यहाँ से यहाँ आके यूटेरस के लेयर के ऊपर गड़ जाता है. जैसे खिल्ली दीवार में घुस जाती है वैसे ही जाइगोट अटैच हो जाता है यूटेरस के साथ. एंड उसके बाद उसकी जो फर्दर डेवलपमेंट ऑफ चाइल्ड होता है दैट अकर इनसाइड यूटेरस ओनली. सो दिस incident of zygote getting implanted is called implantation, or zygote getting reaching up to the uterus and getting embedded into the wall of uterus is called implantation. And the layer where it is getting implanted is known as endometrium. This layer is very significant बेटा, क्योंकि इसी में से फ्यूचर में प्लासेंटा एंड कोरियोनिक विली तैयार होता है जो बच्चे को मदर से जोड़ता है. You know, child is a parasite. Can we call child as a parasite, बेटा? What do you think?
Yes, ma'am.
वो तो मदर से ही सब कुछ लेता है ना, उसकी खुद की कोई कुछ है ही नहीं. It is taking everything from mother, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So obviously, how it will take? There should be some connection in between, no? That connection is provided by the later on it is developed from endometrium and some part of child is also developed. Now we had an interesting talk last time. I would like to talk about that. You know, someone told me that ma'am, eggs are produced. I say eggs are not produced. If you can remember, है ना? I said नहीं, eggs produced नहीं होता है. Eggs are not produced. Eggs are ovulating. So, do you have any idea कि eggs कहाँ produce होता है? कब produce होता है in female reproductive system?
Ma'am, ovary.
Ovary is the place where eggs are produced. Okay, when? How? Any idea, anyone? Chalo, we will talk about this. Let's keep some suspense. हम थोड़ी थोड़ी और चीजें पढ़ लेते हैं, then we will talk about this thing. Let me share the chapter of your textbook and tell you what are the portions we completed, so that you don't get too much confused. This is chapter 3, human reproduction. We are studying. This is NCERT books. We talked about this. We studied this. Male reproductive structure is already studied by us. Completed by male, we completed male reproductive structure. This is the inner view of male reproductive structure. This is the side view of male reproductive structure. We completed both of them. Then next important part we discussed is the ultrastructure of seminiferous tubule. We successfully discussed that. Today we started the female reproductive system. Here the parts we studied are the male reproductive system part. Now, can any one of you tell me which is the primary female reproductive structure and what are the secondary? What should be the primary?
Vagina.
So vagina is primary or secondary?
Primary.
And who is secondary?
The remaining others.
So other than ovary, everything is secondary. Okay, and this is something I would like to talk about. That is, I must say this funnel shaped structure, as it is mentioned here, so I am mentioning also. This funnel shaped structure which is present here is called infundibulum. A funnel shaped structure. At the end of this funnel, you can see such kind of finger-like projections are there, which are called tubi. So these are the 4 parts of fallopian tubule. So let us see what are the other subjects, chapters. Okay. So all these I told to you: labia majora, minora, cervical canal, hymen. Clitoris is the tiny finger-like structure It is actually located at the junction of two labia. And what is its role? Let me tell you what is the role of clitoris. It is an excitatory muscle. The way in penis there are muscles which get when they get excited, they kind of contract and the size of penis is increased for ejaculation. Similarly, in case of clitoris, when it is getting excited, it will secrete a lots of mucus, and this mucus is helping easy penetration of penis into the female reproductive structure. Now this is about hymen. I told you first coitus, that is intercourse. Coitus means insertion of penis into the vagina. Now I would like to tell you about the accessory female reproductive gland. This is mammary gland. So a few very important things I would like to talk to you regarding. Mammary glands are present inside all females, but generally they are not active throughout the life. When do you think mammary glands get activated? When do you think the mammary gland? It's not after childbirth, beta. After 8 months, slowly and gradually they get activated, and they adjust themselves for the childbirth. And immediately after birth of child, there is onset of production of milk so that child can have it. Now, all these structures are present, but some modification is there in them. Some excitatory substances are passed into them so that they can release the milk. So what about the mammary gland? Actually, two mammary glands basically are present in case of breast. They are located in the breast region. But beta, this is actually rudimentally in men. Males are also having nipple, but they don't have the internal structure or the mammary gland because they don't give birth to a child. That's why they have it as a remnant of like their structure. They don't have functional mammary gland. Now, what is there in this? You can see well protected by the ribs in between, and pectoralis major muscle is there which is holding the mammary gland. It is having mammary lobes. What are these mammary lobes? These are small structures which are actually producing the this is called alveolus. And they are surrounded by a layer called mammary lobe. You can see here, this part is mammary lobe and this part is the alveolus. This is the single alveolus. So many mammary alveolus are there. All of them are individually producing the milk. Now the pipes that is coming out of them are called mammary duct. So you can understand if there are so many alveolus, from each of them small mammary ducts are coming. They are getting attached to a portion which is called ampulla. Ampulla is a bit swelled mammary duct which is formed by accumulation or which is formed by merging of so many mammary ducts. And now so many ampullas are merging to form the lactiferous duct. All these lactiferous ducts are coming out via nipple. So basically nipple is having too many lactiferous ducts, and when a child is sucking, the milk is coming out, whatever alveolus milks are producing, it will coming out of the breast via this letter. Now, obviously, such an important part of female body requires some kind of protection. So, who is protecting it? You can see lots of fat deposition. These are the fat depositions layer, upper layer, inner layer, everywhere. So, these fat depositions are basically protecting the, what I can say, the internal mammary alveolus. Okay. So, internal mammary alveolus are protected by the fat layer so that they don't get affected even if there is any kind of like hit in the mammary lobe. Clear? So areolar layer is there, outermost layer is areolar layer. Areolar and adipose tissue, I guess you studied about them in animal tissue part, है ना? हाँ कि ना? आज तो सच में मेरे बच्चे थक गए हैं, बट कोई नहीं, थोड़ा सा तकलीफ झेल लो बेटा, इजी इजी पार्ट पढ़ेंगे। चलो चलो, कैन वी डू समथिंग? कैन यू आस्क मी सम इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन ऑफ बायोलॉजी, वी कैन डिस्कस। अब तक आपने बायोलॉजी में बहुत सारी चीजें पढ़ी होगी, कहीं ना कहीं कोई क्वेश्चन तो आपके माइंड में आया होगा। कैन वी टॉक अबाउट दैट आज?
अगर 8 मंथ्स या कुछ भी टाइम पीरियड बाद अगर मिसकैरेज हो जाता है तो उसके बाद मिल्क प्रोडक्शन होगा ही ना?
थोड़ा बहुत होता है, बट एज आई सेड कि चाइल्ड बर्थ के बाद वो प्रॉपरली डेवलप होता है। दैट्स व्हाई मतलब मिल्क प्रोडक्शन तो होता है, बट आफ्टर सम टाइम इट स्टॉप्स। बट इफ अ मदर इज लाइक, क्या होता है बेटा, इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ इंटरेक्शन बिटवीन मदर एंड चाइल्ड। चाइल्ड जितनी मदर का दूध पीता है, the more she is or he is sucking through the nipple, the mammary gland get more activated. तो अगर समझो मिसकैरेज हो गया, milk is produced but the child is not like taking the milk, so our mammary gland is getting reflex कि milk produce हो रहा है but no one is taking it, so after some time automatically the production of milk gets stopped. So this production is also related to the consumption.
Okay.
Anything else? Anyone? Mahi? Let it not be part of it, reproduction. Any doubts you can ask me. Are you people there? पूरी 11th हो गया, 10th हो गया, 9th हो गया, no doubts in biology?
मैम वो हनी बी वाला था, तो मतलब हनी बी रिप्रोड्यूस करेगा तो वो मतलब जो भी ऑफस्प्रिंग होगा वो सब वर्कर्स होंगे।
देखो, हनी बी वाले में कैसा था बेटा, 2 ऑप्शंस आते हैं। फीमेल हनी बी जो होती है, इनकी इंटरनल फर्टिलाइजेशन नहीं होता, इनकी फर्टिलाइजेशन क्या होती है, एक्सटर्नल। तो कैसे होगा, फीमेल क्या करेगी, अपनी एग्स को रख देगा, मेल्स पॉपुलेट करके उसके अंदर अपना स्पर्म डालेगा। आप समझो 100 एग्स फीमेल ने दिया है, इसमें से इन केस ऑफ दैट 10 एग्स को मेल ने फर्टिलाइज किया, तो या 50 एग्स को मेल ने समझो फर्टिलाइज किया, तो सबसे पहले जो अनफर्टिलाइज्ड एग्स है वो क्या बनेंगे, व्हाट इट विल बी, एन वाला क्या बनेगा, एन किसका रहता है क्लोइडल? कैन यू टेल मी? ये सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन का नाम ही है ना, हैप्लोडिप्लो। हाँ, नहीं, एन मीन्स मेल। अनफर्टिलाइज्ड एग जो होगा दैट विल टर्न इनटू मेल, नॉट वर्कर। अंडरस्टूड? जो भी अनफर्टिलाइज्ड एग होगा दैट विल बी टर्निंग इनटू मेल। क्लियर? अब चलो, फर्टिलाइज जो 50 हुए उसमें से जिनको रॉयल जेली खिलाया जाएगा, रॉयल जेली इज स्पेसिफिक टाइप ऑफ हनी प्रोड्यूस्ड बाय हनी बीज, वो स्पेशली वो रखते हैं। सो द हनी बी हु इज टेकिंग रॉयल जेली विल बी फीमेल and the one which is not taking royal jelly will be worker. तो वर्कर भी 2n होता है, फीमेल भी 2n होता है, और फीमेल जब गैमेट मतलब गैमेट प्रोड्यूस करता है, जब एग प्रोड्यूस करता है, वो तब मियोसिस करता है। अंडरस्टूड? तो 2n जो फीमेल है कंसीडर करो, इफ फीमेल इज 2n, वो क्या करेगा, यहाँ मियोसिस करेगा, so there will be production of egg that is n. okay, और मेल जो है it is already n, वो क्या देगा, n देगा ना। अंडरस्टूड? तो ये जो N और N फ्यूज होके जो बनेगा, it has two options. One, it can be worker and other one can be this is called queen or female. अब फीमेल कौन बनेगा? जिसको रॉयल जेली खिलाया जाएगा वही फीमेल बनेगा, बाकी सारे वर्कर बनेंगे. Worker are basically, you can call them female, but they are incapable of reproduction. वो reproduction नहीं कर सकते. And in one honeycomb, you have only one female. उनमें कैसा होता है? The moment there is creation of second female, वो दूसरा फीमेल जो है वो हनीकॉम्ब छोड़ के चला जाता है. Some worker and males like live with them, and then they create another honeycomb and stay there. एक हनीकॉम्ब में आपको एक ही फीमेल मिलेगा, not more than that.
Ma'am, what exactly is that royal jelly?
It's a special type of honey जिसमें कुछ chemicals added होते हैं which trigger the sex determination in them.
Okay, ma'am.
Any more doubt, anyone?
मैम ये जो एम्प्यूला लिखा है वो ऊपर एक डायग्राम में भी लिखा हुआ था, वो क्या है?
एम्प्यूला, एक्चुअली एम्प्यूला वर्ड का अर्थ होता है some part which is swelled part, एक पार्ट जो थोड़ा swelled है. So if you can see here, if you look into the structure of female reproductive system, ये वाला हिस्सा है ना fallopian tubule का, which is a bit swelled, is also called ampulla. ये पार्ट देखो, इसकी डायमीटर दूसरे पार्ट्स के मुकाबले में थोड़ा ज्यादा है in fallopian tubule. So this is also called ampulla, and this part of mammary gland, which is a bit swelled, is also called ampulla. Let me draw the diagram, it will be easy for you to understand. Consider this is one alveoli. One small duct is coming out of it. There is another alveoli like this. It is also having one duct. Same way, third one and fourth one. So all their ducts are merging with each other to form a swelled duct like this. This part is known as ampulla. Okay, and ये वाला हिस्सा जो है, this part is known as mammary duct. Now what happens is many of such ampullas, if you can see, many of such ampullas, they connect with each other to form a duct that is called lactiferous duct. So ampulla शब्द का अर्थ ही है ऐसा कोई पाइप लाइक स्ट्रक्चर जो थोड़ा सा बीच में स्वेल्ड है. स्वेल मतलब उसकी डायमीटर बीच में ज्यादा है. That's why this is the same term used there or as well as here. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
और कुछ? बोलो.
No, ma'am.
है ना? So now I need to tell you something very important. The moment of childbirth, at the moment there is childbirth, mothers secrete a special type of milk that is called colostrum. This is like high density and yellowish. This first milk secreted by mother immediately after childbirth needs to be taken by all child. ये कंपलसरी होता है कि बच्चे को ये मदर का जो फर्स्ट मिल्क मिलता है, दिस इज सिक्रेटेड ओनली फॉर द डे ऑफ बर्थ, मैक्सिमम फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3 days. After that, secretion of colostrum stop. Then the regular milk is coming out of mother's mammary gland. Okay, so why this colostrum is so significant? Have you ever heard about colostrum? Anyone? Any idea?
No, ma'am.
Chalo, I will tell you something through which you can connect. But I don't know, गांव में लोग खाते हैं. I don't know about Ahmedabad. If any one of you got opportunity to visit any village, काऊ का जब बच्चा होता है, बछड़ा होता है, बड़ी बोल के एक चीज मिलती है, मिल्की होती है बट थोड़ा एकदम थिक वाला होता है, वो खाते हैं लोग. Have any one of you tasted that? It's called vadi. No one? एकदम थिक होता है, जैसे कस्टर्ड होता है ना खाने में, वैसा होता है.
नो मैम.
आप अपने जो दादा दादी है या उनको पूछना कि जब बछड़ा होता है तब एक्चुअली मतलब एक ऐसा डेंसिटी, हाई डेंसिटी मिल्क मिलती है. बट ह्यूमन बीइंग तो है ही सेल्फिश. ह्यूमन बीइंग एज यूजुअल इज वेरी सेल्फिश. तो वो क्या करता है, बच्चे को पीने या खाने नहीं देता है. इट टेक्स लाइक बाय इटसेल्फ. So it should not be done. That is the colostrum of the cow. Similarly, all mammals secrete this colostrum. Why? What is so significant about this? First important thing is it is very nutritious. कंसिडर करो एक बच्चा है जो इतने दिनों से मदर के उम्र में एक प्रोटेक्टिव एनवायरनमेंट के अंदर था. अब पहली बार जब उसकी बर्थ होती है तो उसके सारे सिस्टम्स काम करना चालू करते हैं. हैव यू एवर सीन? छोटे से लेके बड़े मूवीज में ये हम सबने सीन देखा है. बच्चा पैदा होते ही पहले रोता है. कभी आपने सोचा है क्यों बच्चा पैदा होते ही पहला काम ये करता है कि वो रोता है? Have you ever thought?
Blood circulation start हो इसलिए.
हाँ, और अगर ना रोए डॉक्टर क्या करता है, उसको पैर से पकड़ के नीचे लटकाता है एंड देन पैट एट द बैक. उनको लगेगा कि इनह्यूमन है, बच्चा क्यों रो नहीं रहा है. क्यों? बिकॉज इट विल मेक द चाइल्ड स्टार्ट इट्स हार्ट बीट एज वेल एज द लंग्स बीट. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज एज द लंग्स इन मतलब व्हाट आई कैन से इन्फ्लेटेड, द एयर गश इनटू द माउथ. जैसे ही वो करता है उसका लंग्स फूल जाता है और बाहर का एयर अंदर आता है. और वो जो उस वक्त जो आवाज उसके मुंह से आती है वही वो रोना है. वो होना जरूरी है. अगर नहीं हुआ तो बच्चा नीला पड़ जाता है एंड द चाइल्ड मे डाई. कई केसेस में ब्रेन तक खून ना पहुंचने की वजह से बच्चा मंदबुद्धि भी हो सकता है थ्रू आउट द लाइफ. Brain cells start dying fast. Okay, so in such a condition, from mother, this is the special milk given, which is very nutritious. Apart from that, second important thing is it boosts the immunity of child. Which is very much required inside mother's womb. उसको किसी भी प्रकार का इन्फेक्शन का कोई डर नहीं था. कुछ भी आएगा मदर पहले झेलेगा, then it will come to the child. But अभी now this is not the situation. So obviously to boost the immunity of child, उसकी चाइल्ड की इम्यूनिटी को बूस्ट करने के लिए दिस इज द थिंग वी कैन डू. Okay, so obviously colostrum is something which is to be fed by to the child. Now a few myths I would like to talk about. Many people does a thing कि बच्चा पैदा होते ही उसको गाय का दूध पिलाना चालू कर देते हैं. This is something very wrong. See, गाय का जो दूध है वो गाय के जो बच्चे हैं उसके कंपोजिशन के हिसाब से होता है, not as per the composition of human child. Mother's milk is the correct composition for the human child. So obviously if you want to go for mother milk, there is no other options like mother milk. Clear? That is the best for the child. Up to the time he is not going for other food, that is up to 6-7 months. 6-7 month के बाद धीरे धीरे child को बाकी के food लेना start करना पड़ता है. But before that, his digestive system is habituated to mother's milk only. Okay? Anyone, any doubt? Bolo.
No, ma'am.
No doubts. So, I think, can we see one video for reproduction procedure? It will be refreshing for you, at least, with some animation and all. I hope you will enjoy. Because if I teach further, it may not be getting received in your memory. Chalo, let's see one video. Let's first have a look into the parts of female reproductive system. Why I am stressing more up here? Because female reproductive system is a bit more complicated than male reproductive system.
Includes the ovaries, oviduct.
Is the screen visible and sound audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
So let's have a look.
Ducts, uterus, cervix, vagina, and the external genitalia located in the pelvic region. Along with a pair of mammary glands, it supports the process of ovulation, fertilization, pregnancy, childbirth, and childcare. Let us study each organ in detail. The female reproductive system includes a pair of ovaries located one on each side of the lower abdomen. They are the primary sex organs as they produce the ovum or the female gamete. Each ovary is about 2 to 4 centimeters in length. They are connected to the pelvic wall and the uterus by ligaments called mesovarium. Each ovary is covered by an outer thin layer called the germinal epithelium. The germinal epithelium encloses the ovarian stroma, which is further divided into the outer cortex and the inner medulla. The cortex consists of many ovarian follicles in different stages
You have a look into it. We are going to study ultrastructure of ovary once again tomorrow.
of development. The ovarian follicle is the basic unit of the female reproductive system and is composed of roughly spherical aggregations of cells found in the ovary. The accessory ducts of the female reproductive system are the vagina, oviducts, and the uterus. The pair of oviducts or fallopian tubes is about 10 to 12 centimeters long and extends from the periphery of each ovary to the uterus. Each oviduct is differentiated into 3 parts, namely the infundibulum, ampulla, and isthmus. The infundibulum is a dilated funnel close to the ovary, and its edges are surrounded by finger-like projections called the fimbriae. They help collect and push the ovum into the oviduct after ovulation. The ampulla is the swollen and curved part behind the infundibulum. The fertilization of the ovum takes place in this part. The isthmus is a narrow and straight cavity, and it joins the uterus. The uterus is a hollow, pear-shaped muscular organ and is highly distensible. It is situated in the pelvic cavity between the urinary bladder and the rectum. It is also known as the womb. It is supported by ligaments attached to the pelvic wall known as mesometrium. The uterus opens into the vagina through a narrow cervix. The cavity of the cervix is called the cervical canal, which, along with the vagina, forms the birth canal. The wall of the uterus is composed of 3 layers of tissues. The outer thin membranous layer is called the perimetrium. The middle thick layer of smooth muscle is called the myometrium, and it helps during delivery by producing strong contraction motions. The inner glandular layer is called the endometrium, and it undergoes cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle. The vagina is a muscular tube starting from the lower end of the uterus up to the outside. The opening of the vagina in young females is partially covered by a thin membrane called the hymen. The hymen is frequently ruptured in childhood due to strenuous physical exercise. The female external genitalia includes the mons pubis, labia majora, labia minora, and the clitoris. The labia majora consists of fleshy folds of tissue that extends down from the mons pubis and surrounds the vaginal opening. Hidden under the labia majora is the labia minora. Towards its upper end lies the clitoris, a small finger-like structure, and below it is the urethral opening. The female reproductive system is supported by the mammary glands. The mammary glands or breasts are modified sweat glands that lie over the pectoral muscles. They contain glandular tissues and a variable amount of fat. Internally, each breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes containing clusters of cells called the alveoli. The alveoli open into the mammary tubules. The tubules of each lobe join to form the mammary duct. Several ducts join to form a wider ampulla, which is connected to the lactiferous duct. The lactiferous duct opens out through the nipple from which milk is sucked out.
So, is there any particular doubt? After seeing this video, I guess all of you covered up the we covered up the reproductive system structure clearly. Is there any doubt from anyone?
No, ma'am.
So should we conclude today here? Tomorrow we can start with the gametogenesis of reproductive process. Can we? Or should we continue further? बोलो बेटा. Speak, I am listening to you. Should we continue further? Are you people there? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Should we continue further or we will start the new part tomorrow?
No, ma'am, tomorrow.
ओके चलो, बट कल फ्रेश चाहिए हम, मुझे मेरे सारे बच्चे. फिर मत बोलना 3 बजे से क्लास होता है.
बिल्कुल फ्रेश.
चलो, नो
3
प्रॉब्लम.
बजे रखो ना.
3 बजे मैं नहीं रख सकती ना बेटा. आई एम डूइंग जॉब समवेयर. अच्छा कल तो देखो, चलो मैं सर से पूछती हूँ, लाइक बिकॉज टुमारो इज अ हॉलीडे नो. लेट मी सी इफ वी कैन अरेंज एज बायो एज अ फर्स्ट लेक्चर. ओके, आई विल टॉक विद सर. ठीक है, चलो बाय. बाय टू ऑल ऑफ यू.
बाय, मैम.
बाय.
बाय, मैम.
Jia, Yesha, Mahi and Shyama, bye beta.